Howdy, howdy.
If people could see you right now, they would recognize how ridiculous you look.
Probably.
Major took his headphones and basically just slit all of his hair back, and now he has like what you would assume to be a man bun, except there's no bun there, and it's just a wave of hair.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, bear factoid.
Bear factoid. Pandas have an extra bone in their hand just for eating, and it's almost like a thumb, but it's not a thumb. It's not a technical appendage for them to use to eat, but it's what helps them eat bamboo. It's basically placed like if you didn't have a thumb, if your thumb cut off at the base, that's where it's kind of like a bone for them to snap bamboo and like kind of grab it like a thumb.
So it's a bone on the inside of their palms.
Yes, that it acts as a thumb. It's not a thumb, but
There's
almost.
an extra bone inside of their paw that they can use to.
Grab.
Yeah, okay, I can see how that works. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so it's like if you just cut your thumb off, that bone on the inside of your palm is still there.
You can still kind of use
You can
it.
still kind of use that bone to grab things if you really needed to. And they use it just break bamboo. Huh.
I got something to talk about. Did you look at your Spotify Wrapped Up?
Funny you mentioned. I literally looked at it today.
Yeah, it came out today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, for everyone on Apple Music and Spotify and what.
Oh, I thought it came out earlier than that.
No, I looked at mine this morning.
I looked at it right before I left campus.
Were you surprised by it?
Not at all.
Neither was I.
I feel like most people are not surprised by
It's
the music they listen to.
It's just the music you listen to. What was your top genre?
Classic rock.
Classic rock. Mine was gangster rap.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Gangster rap. Your top genre was gangster rap. Yeah, it does say gangster rap, but your top artist was Blink 182.
Hell yeah.
But your top genre was.
How many minutes did you have?
I think it's like 57,000. I think.
Dang, I got 46, and all of my 46,000 minutes are from driving, just being in the car, because I don't normally listen to music when on headphones because I lost my AirPods.
Oh,
Whoa.
oops.
We don't want to get copyright strike.
Well, we're not. We're gonna be fine. Yeah, I would say mostly my music just comes from when I'm driving, like the time that I listen to music the most.
Yeah.
But also, I'm DJ basically every party I'm at, so
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just that cool guy.
I am. I'm just playing music all the time. Okay, I'm scrolling through it. I guess it's at the end. It kind of tells you. Wait, is that?
The last one is the recap.
I listened to 427 different artists this year.
You listened to 427 different artists this year?
That's what it says. Now, here's the fun part about my wrap up.
Hang on. I listened to 1,100 different artists this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I'm pretty low.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, what?
1,100 different ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so my top artist, who do you think it was?
Queen,
No.
Elton John,
No.
Def Leppard.
Okay. So my top artist was Def Leppard.
Yes. Your second top artist
No,
was
listen.
Mötley Crüe.
You were in the top 0.005% of listeners this year.
For Def Leppard,
Def Leppard.
I got,
Top 0.005%.
yeah, I was top 0.5% for Blink, and my friend posted he got top 0.005 for the Avalanches.
The Avalanches. Is that a band?
Yeah.
They sound familiar.
And I did the math. He is in the top 10,000 people because they have 2 million monthly listeners. I did the top 0.005. He's in the top 10,000. I was in the top 600,000. If you want to do the math on
On Def
yours.
Leppard, yeah, I'm probably gonna be in the same area, probably around 20,000. I'm sure Def Leppard has more streaming than Avalanche does.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. They got
So-
5.7 mil monthly.
my top 3 songs were both by Def Leppard. My top song or my top artist was Def Leppard. My second
You were in the top 28,000 people listening to Def Leppard.
top 28,000. That's not bad.
For 5.7 million people listening monthly.
Yeah, I can do. Well, no, hold on. If you're doing it monthly, no.
I did it by monthly. Based off like what people currently listen.
Okay, so then so all right. Anyways,
Yeah.
who do you think my second most played band was or artist?
Did I already say it?
No,
You didn't hear me say Motley Crue?
that was third.
Oh. The Offspring.
No, Van Halen.
Makes a lot of sense.
And my number 5 was Led Zeppelin.
A lot of classic rock.
Yeah, lots of it. I like how they give you 4 different options. If you want to share, they give you these
Yeah.
backgrounds that you can pick from.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Turn off your phone, man.
David sent me his Spotify wrapped up, and I was looking at the numbers. I missed having exactly double the amount of time listened to music by 91 minutes.
91.
I had 46,649. He had 23,370.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then you also probably do a lot more driving than he does.
Yeah.
Um,
I also sit in my truck. I'm a really big sit in my truck person.
and just listen to music.
I get home, sit in my truck, and just play on my phone because I'm gonna go inside and play on my phone. So why don't I just
Do it while you're in your truck.
no wasted motion?
Sure, I guess. But I feel like just sitting in your truck is also wasted motion.
Wasted gas for sure.
Yeah, definitely wasted gas.
I don't know, but it's comfortable. I keep my seatbelt on the whole time. It's like I have a hug just 24/7.
You should be being hugged all the time
Yeah,
by your seatbelt.
car hugs.
You ever like slam on the brake, make it tighter?
Just, like once you've gone like 400 days without sex, when you slam on the brakes and that seatbelt kind of jerks you back, it's like, fuck, I kind of want to do that again.
So, anyways, last night I was doing a quiz for my nutrition class, and what's so funny are some of these questions that they'll ask us. Like like whenever you take a test or a quiz, and you just look at this question, you're like anybody could answer this. Like it's not
hard.
So here's the question:
All right.
which of the following factors does not help increase life expectancy? So which of those things do you think would not help you live longer?
Yeah.
Option 1, maintaining a healthy body weight. Following a plant-based eating pattern. Establishing healthy sleep patterns. Performing daily physical activity. Or malnutrition.
I'm going to have to go with maintaining a plant-based diet.
Yeah, that is a thing too, though. Is like as an adolescent, it's really not recommended that you be vegan.
Yeah.
It does not help.
Your bones and your muscles need that protein and
Also, I want to figure out why the EMP keeps going off. It's actually making me upset because we're what? This is episode 56, 57? And now it's starting to get worse. It really started getting bad when Jacob was on.
Yeah, I think it's Jacob.
Jacob did something. Gosh. Maybe, well, his mic isn't on, or whoever's mic that would be.
No, it's not Jacob's fault.
No, I think it is Jacob's
What
fault.
if I press this red button?
Don't press the red button. No, it's probably Jacob's fault, and I'll address it with him later. So that's okay.
You know the red button game where it's like this happened. If you press this button,
It's like,
you get this, but this happens.
but then this happens. Yeah.
Okay. You get $1 billion, but you can only eat pine cones.
I mean, wouldn't I die at some point?
Now let's just assume in this hypothetical reality that you will live from the nutrition of pine cones.
I could live off the nutrition of pine cones if I can only eat pine cones.
It's the only thing that can go into your mouth.
I can't drink anything.
I mean, we'll leave drinking on the table. You can drink whatever you want, but if you want to eat,
What about smoothie?
pine cone smoothie,
Can I put blueberries in it?
a blueberry,
I can put a blueberry in it. What if it's a big blueberry?
so be it.
How much? Okay. I'm going to say for $1 billion. Yeah, I'd do it. It's a lot of money. A lot of good can be done.
I got a Chromecast, one of those things that you put on your TV, you plug it in the back so you can mirror your phone.
Oh, is that a thing?
It's pretty cool. It's only $20. I got it on Black Friday. It
Chrome. It's what?
Chromecast.
Chromecast. I've heard of it. You got it on Black Friday for $20. How much is it normally?
30.
Wow, you got a smoking deal there, sir. So you just plug it in the back of your TV, and then you hook your phone up to the little. What was it, like USB?
It's an HDMI that goes into your TV, and that has this little circle that hangs off the HDMI. The HDMI is only that long because it's connected to the thing.
Okay.
And then it has a little cord that plugs into the wall, and like if you were to swipe down on your phone screen and do screen recording,
yeah,
it does the same thing. It's just you go into this app and you press start broadcasting, and then your phone screen is on the TV. Whenever I was explaining that to Dad, I was like, Dad, I just got this cool thing. I can like put my phone like on the TV. And he was like, what? And I was like, let's see. If a girl sends me a picture of her boobs, I can put it on the TV. And he was like, whoa, I need to get one of those.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I know that Ben had something very similar to that. Like it was a cord that plugged into the back of his TV. Then he had to physically plug his phone into the TV.
Yeah, that's the one. Whenever I was looking for it, I wanted something Bluetooth. And I will say it's not perfect. Like it has a little latency delay. And then also the screen can glitch out depending on what you're doing or watching. But I mean, for what it does for $20, I'm happy. And I will say, it helps I would say if you don't have an access to like Netflix or Hulu or YouTube on your TV or something.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Also, when people come over, if you want to put your phone on the TV and show people stuff, when you're alone, it helps for certain things, but
yeah, I don't see where it's helpful when you're by yourself. But the only time that I've ever felt like it was necessary to put your phone on the television is like when you're in a group of people and you want to show everyone something and you can't access it from your TV specifically. Or maybe you have a TV that just can't connect to the internet, or you don't have
mine doesn't.
A console hooked up to it that can surf the web or something like that, and you can just use your phone, right? So that would make sense, I guess. But in your case, I mean, it's a cool gadget, I guess, but I don't know why you really needed it.
It helps for certain things. Like, I would say the most initial reason I wanted to get it was so I can play Bloons Tower Defense on the TV.
On the TV? Oh my gosh. So you can just play games on your phone on the TV.
Exactly. That was my main. That was my buying point, right?
But then how does that work out? So like you're looking at your phone, you're playing the game, and then
that's the other thing.
And then you just look up, and then now you're.
It depends on what you're playing, because if it's a game that you have to attentively be
looking at,
it's better to just play it on your phone. But if it's like Bloons Tower Defense, I can set my towers up and then press play and then watch it on the TV.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's kind of cool, man.
Yeah, but it's super cool. You have to show me after this. I kind of want to see it now.
Okay, now I can just tell you're being an ass.
And yeah, if you like it, you like it. Good for you. Also, how do you feel about this? I don't like that sound very much. Can you not do that? Just put the pen down. Thank you. Do you think that all Americans should be required to vote? Like it's mandatory, you have to go vote.
I mean, I wouldn't say it is mandatory, you have to go vote, but I would say there should be some kind of either incentive or something, a con to not voting, because voting is what runs our country. It's why we have a democratic government.
Right. Okay. I'm just throwing that question out there because I wanted to see how you would respond to it. What about, and it's getting worse and worse every year, every election.
Year, less people vote.
Well, not that. There are more and more people who are uninformed.
Yeah.
Who are voting, who have no idea about either candidate. They don't know whether they're voting the presidential or
I like the color blue. I'm gonna pick blue.
or not even that, but just like, oh, he's really handsome. I'm gonna vote for the handsome guy. It's that kind of thing. Or like maybe it's presidential, or it could be like the senatorial race in your state, or a more local office, like a House representative in Williamson County or Travis County, that kind of thing. So I would say no, it shouldn't be required to vote, because then you're just making people who have no idea what they're talking about or have no idea what they're doing just picking a random candidate. So it's then every election starts becoming more of like a 50-50 shot. You don't know who's going to get elected, because now you just got a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing. They just pick a random candidate.
I see what you're saying. I can get behind that now.
But then it's still a flawed system. I mean, like it's so flawed, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's so much room for fraud on either side. It doesn't matter if you're red, blue, or green, or independent, whatever you may be. I mean, it's brutal. It sucks.
Yeah.
But that was just kind of my point. It's just like, I feel like most people would say that, yeah, it should be required. Everyone should go vote. It's a good thing. It would make this country better if everybody went out and voted. It'd be good for everyone. Well, not necessarily, because then like there's so much information going on. Everyone has their own lives, and they don't. Maybe people don't have time. I mean, maybe people don't even care to learn about their local or national offices that are being run for, and whatever candidate. So it would make a whole lot of sense to make people vote when they have no idea about anything that they would be voting on, or for who. And that would also include like the real local elections that really affect you, like the proposition elections, or like, Prop A, Prop B for, police or transportation or that kind of stuff that really affects where you are. Because like the federal elections for presidency, they don't really affect you directly, but the local ones, those ones really do affect you. One that was here in Austin recently, so like the whole defund the police thing happened, right?
Yeah.
And Austin was affected at a higher percentage rate than any other city in the United States. Like per capita, the amount of police that we laid off was more than any other city in the country.
Yeah, I will say, to speak on that, I was at David's one time. We were just playing basketball, and this lady came running out of nowhere and was like, "Someone just stole my car. Can you call 911?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we called 911. It took 46 minutes for 911 to show up and get a report.
A police officer to show up?
Yeah.
I mean, 911 showed up, but so did a police officer, right?
What's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you? No, okay, so it took 45 minutes?
Yeah. It was 46, but yeah, we can go with 45.
You counted?
I mean, we just from the phone call to when they pulled up.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but that's also...
It depends on what the call is for. Like if there's an active shooter or someone's hostile, they'll show up faster.
Right. And also kind of where you are too, because I'm down on campus.
Yeah.
And I'm at 24th, basically 24th Street in Guad, like that area. If I were to call the police about something, usually a cop will show up within 5 minutes. Like they'll be there, because that's just because it's a high traffic area. There's a lot of people and there's a lot of things to manage over there. So usually there's cops all over.
Yeah. I will say, before you keep rambling.
I'm not rambling.
Whenever the cop showed up, we were talking about why it took so long and stuff like that with him. Me and David were asking questions, and he told us that with the whole defunding the police thing, the people that would go find that stolen car are getting laid off. Like, because when it comes to the police, there's like a gigantic branches of all different kinds of things that you can do. So the people
things that you specialize in, like what you like. Okay.
The special, unique people that were working, those were the ones that are getting laid off because they're spending all this extra money on someone that does like one job.
Like GTA,
basically, I guess.
Yeah.
But
when I say like GTA, like Grand Theft Auto, like someone's car stolen.
Yeah. When the people that go and find that car, those are the ones that are getting laid off.
Right. And so then back to my original point. Thanks for that story. There was an election here back in early November. I think the election was on the 6th, maybe. It was a Tuesday. They're always on Tuesdays. And Prop A was to refund the police. Prop A was to redistribute the wealth back into the police department and hire more police officers. After the last year and a half, basically, of having a completely diminished police department, it didn't pass. Which is odd to me, but then, that's just kind of the city that we live in. So some people said, like, nope, we live in a better society now than we did before with less police officers. Fine. Okay. We could point to a couple of statistics real quick. I'm not going to pull them up, but they're there. And, well, maybe I could pull them up. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know if
I want MLA citations, Brent.
I don't know if I want to get into this right now, but I'll look at the research and I'll come back to this. We can talk about this at a different time, but I don't want to get into it exactly right now. But I now that the holidays are starting, today is officially December 1st. Cool. This is when, so you know that movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Right, everyone knows that movie. Most everyone. Right after Thanksgiving, they started showing it on TV. And Ben, our older brother, loves that movie. It's a holidays theme movie that you'd watch just, with the family and just sit down and watch it. You watch it basically once or twice a year. It's always at the same time.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. And I didn't want, he invited me multiple times, like, yeah, I've been watching it all day. And then he goes back to his apartment later because he was here. He goes back to his apartment and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm probably going to watch it again and then fall asleep. I'm like, you would have watched it 4 times today. I was like, okay, well, watch it 4 times. That's okay. And I was like, I don't want to watch it because it's November still. I'm not going to watch it until it gets to December. Why watch it now? Maybe. It still feels like November. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But I would say, whenever I'm done with school and winter break officially starts, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll sit down and enjoy it. But now the holidays, in my opinion, have officially started. Because, I hate people that, like, it's October, let's say the 29th, or not even that. I saw Christmas lights in the middle of October. People were putting up Christmas lights.
I feel like some people that put Christmas lights up in October do it just to fuck with the people like you.
Yeah, but also at the same time, maybe they're just getting ahead of the curve, They don't have to worry about it. They can just get ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also feel like it's just like, haha, people are going to be so mad and put Christmas lights in October.
I'm going to put my Christmas lights up in June.
Well,
we need to get...
we need to figure out what it is. But because it just started recently. Whatever it is and wherever it's coming from. Okay, don't fool with it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's don't do that. Anyways. Okay, another question. Do you think that real Christmas trees are better than artificial ones?
I do.
Wholeheartedly?
Wholeheartedly. It's the Christmas spirit, man.
It is a Christmas spirit, but also...
if you want to save money, if you're also in a small area, or you don't want to mess, I can understand why you would get a fake Christmas tree.
Or someone in your family is allergic to Christmas trees?
That's just an L.
I know someone, personally, that is allergic to Christmas trees.
I got one piece of advice for that person. Don't be Christian. That's all.
They are. And they have a big old fake Christmas tree that they put up every year.
Wow.
Because, what are you supposed to do? Someone in your family is allergic to Christmas trees.
Be a Jew. I don't know.
Be a Jew. Do you think Jewish people have Christmas trees?
You are fucking stupid.
Do you think so?
Are you actually asking me?
I'm asking you. Do you know, someone who's legitimately Jewish, do you think that they have a Christmas tree?
No.
Okay, good. I'm just checking with you.
I thought you were fucking serious.
No, also something that was interesting, I was driving up north, I guess either it was last night or 2 nights ago, on Mopac. I was heading north, and I think at about Far West, there was someone with a menorah, like a big old menorah, like on the overpass. It had like 3 candles lit. And it was just up there. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't realize that people did that, but okay. I also want to make sure I get it right. The menorah is the
candle thingy.
The candle thingy. It doesn't have what? It has 9 candles?
I think
it's like a little line. They're kind of like,
yeah.
they all branch out.
I don't know. I want to say 11 Or 12.
No, it's 7. I was wrong. Wait, well, no. So here's one that has 9. Here's another one that has 7. Wait, no, it is. Yeah, this one has 7.
This one has 9.
Yeah, I'm looking at some right now. Most of them have 9, but there's also a few that have 7, which is weird. Okay, so they're supposed to have 9. Okay, I was right.
The ones that have 7 are just a different breed of Jew.
Yeah.
Are we going to get canceled if I just use the word Jew?
I don't think so. You can just say someone's Jewish or they're
There's no such things as
a Semite. I don't know.
Aryan.
No, that's a different thing.
I know.
Anyways. But yeah, I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I guess, we live in a Jewish town. Didn't know that. Do you think parents should be punished for their children's mistakes?
Depends. What did the kid do? Like, if this kid's going to school just like roundhousing other kids, I would say that parent can be held accountable for that.
If this kid goes to school and just starts beating up everyone every single day,
Yeah, just like if he's roundhousing, I think.
gets roundhoused, gets suspended, is in a out of school suspension for like 4 days, comes back, first day back, just roundhouses another kid.
No, not another kid, a teacher.
Ooh,
It's like, we're taking this to the next step.
okay, so the next level, and then all right, you're suspended now for a month, comes back, roundhouses the assistant principal, then they get expelled, go to a different school, roundhouses that principal, and at that point they're 17, so now they're going to be held accountable in the court of law. Actually, is it 17 or 18?
17.
I think it's 17. So now this kid goes to prison, right? I think at that point, whenever they turn 17, it's not the parents' fault anymore. You just shrug.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. No, I think it's still the parents' fault. It's like, really? How can you not?
I wasn't that bad.
How can you not teach your kid to roundhouse people?
Okay, well, have you raised a kid, Brant?
I have not, and I'm sure it's very difficult. No one really knows how to do it or knows how to do it.
Yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. And if your kid is roundhousing other kids, well,
You bucked up.
just put them on the wrestling mat. Tell them, go into wrestling, go into boxing.
Yeah, you should use that potential right there.
Mike Tyson it up.
I will say this. Ever since I thought of it, I cannot not think about it. The name Keith is Mike Tyson trying to say keys.
Yeah.
Every time I hear
Keith.
the word Keith, I just think of Mike Tyson saying keys. It's not a name to me anymore. It is Mike Tyson saying keys.
Keys.
Keith.
Man, imagine being named Keys in Mike Tyson's world. But how does he say Keith? Just like that, he would say Keith.
Keith and Keith are the same word.
They're the same word. They're the same word. That's funny.
I think Quentin Tarantino is the worst filmmaker in history.
Why do you say that?
I just wanted to see how you would respond.
I mean, you're entitled to that opinion. I mean, a lot of people think that.
I've seen like two Quentin Tarantino movies.
Start to finish?
No, definitely not. I still have more to see. I can't make that assumption yet.
You have to see at least one of them start to finish. And I would point you. I mean, he's had a couple movies that weren't so great, like, at least from what people have said that I haven't seen. One of them was the Kurt Russell movie. What was it? Death Proof. That one came out in like the late 2000s. It wasn't that good. It was like 2007, I want to say. But then he had Inglourious Bastards that came out in 2009. That, in my opinion, is his best movie.
Glorious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. It's about like this. It's during World War II. It's about this special regime from the United States, basically, where they're called the Bastards or the Inglorious Bastards. I don't remember if it was two words or one, but they would hunt down Nazis and kill them basically. And it was just like a bunch of Jews and this one guy from Tennessee. And it also there's a bunch of storylines that go into it, but it's a good movie. I think it's his best one. That is a good one. I thought Once Upon a Time in Vegas was really good. Obviously, everyone loves Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs. I do want to see that. That was his first movie. That came out in 91. Anyways, trying to trigger me.
I can make you talk. I know your words.
Do you know my words? But anyways, yeah, if you don't like him, like I said, a lot of people don't just because of how just his style of directing. Almost all of his movies have something gruesome in it. Something like really gross happens. Like someone's head explodes and there's blood all over the walls, and someone gets caught on fire and burned alive, and there's this massive explosion and that kind of thing. Lots of violence for sure. That's just his style of directing. Yeah, he writes these stories.
We need a twist. All right, let's blow that guy's head up.
Well, no, it's like you take. I don't know which movie it would be, but it's definitely happened before where someone has a shotgun and they point at someone's face and he shoots in their head. And like this wouldn't happen in real life, but boom, like the whole head just explodes. Like, who cares? Like, it's cool. It's funny. It's awesome. Like, that's just kind of the way that he directs. But then again, also he's a really good writer. He writes really good movies. So basically, his whole premise is like, I want to make a cool movie. I want it to be cool. I want it to be awesome. And
Die Hard. Can't tell me that's not the peak of American movie making.
It's the peak of American Christmas movies. Don't tell me it's not a Christmas movie, because it is. It's a Christmas movie. It literally is.
Hang on. There's a quote from Die Hard that I'm trying to think of.
Yippee-ki-yay?
Nope.
TV dinner?
Is that when he's crawling through the vent?
The vent, yeah. He's like, now what I know what a TV dinner.
Now it feels like to be a TV dinner.
Or to have a TV dinner, yeah. That's when he's like in the vent and he's got a little lighter. He's crawling through. There's a bunch of good quotes from that movie.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. That was his last movie with hair.
We're going to need some more FBI guys, I guess.
Is that a quote from the movie?
Yeah.
Is he the one that says it? Or does it not say? I will say the second one that came out, Die Hard 2, what was it called? Something stupid like Die Hard 2, Die Harder or something like that. Or Die Even Harder. That was not a good movie. But the third one was. The one with Samuel L. Jackson. I did like that one. I thought it was good.
Everything's just saying Die Hard 2. So it must have been Die Hard 3.
Well, Die Hard 3 is the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That was...
Is there a fourth?
Yeah, there was a fourth. That's Live Free or Die Hard. That one was also good. I think that was the last good Die Hard, was the fourth one.
Is there a fifth?
Yes, and it was terrible. I think they either are doing a sixth or they've already made it, and it's...
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Was that the
fifth one?
That was the fifth one, yeah. That was like the one with the Russians. They were in Russia or something. It was such a bad movie. I remember seeing parts of it and being like, what in the world is going on? It makes no sense.
Let's look up Bruce Willis movies.
He was in Red. Red was a good movie. I like that. And Red 2 was also pretty good.
Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Oh, he was in Looper.
Yeah, he was. That was a good movie. He was in that. That was a really good movie. Him and Gordon Joseph Levitt.
Hard Kill.
Hard Kill. I don't think I've seen that one or even heard of it.
Looks like it has...
I like how we just end up talking about movies recently, which is kind of funny.
It's kind of where it goes every time.
Well, because then you bring up Quentin Tarantino, and then here we are.
The Whole Nine Yards.
I've heard of that one, and I've seen parts of it. I don't even know if it's good or not. Red's good.
Hostage.
Never heard of it.
Catch 44.
I think I've heard of that.
I've definitely heard of Catch 44.
Well, you definitely heard of Catch 22.
Oh, Cop Out with Tracy Morgan.
Oh yeah, the comedy. Yeah, that was okay, but it was a decent comedy.
Motherless Brooklyn.
Never heard of it.
Airstrike.
Never heard of it.
Hearts War.
Never heard of it.
I'm looking at every Bruce Willis movie.
Okay, so we don't have to keep going into this. It's okay. You can just go ahead and put it down. Because he was in
Trauma Center.
what was it?
Vice.
Like 9 Monkeys. What was that movie called?
Marauders.
Something like that. It was the first M. Night Shyamalan movie in that series with him and Glass.
Assassination of a high school president.
Look, we don't need to figure out
Oh, you know which one I missed?
what.
The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, yeah, let's move on.
Okay. If you find money on the ground, is it automatically yours?
Perfect Stranger. What?
I said, if you find money on the ground, is it automatically yours?
If I cannot return it to said
So
person.
if you don't see someone drop it and you just find money on the ground,
If I am unable to return that money,
classify what unable means?
I don't see who dropped it. I don't know if anything outside of that comes to mind. I mean, it's not like every fucking dollar bill you write your name and address on it. But
Postal code.
it depends on how much money it is. If it's like $2, I might swipe $2. But if I see like $2,000,
Okay, when in your life will you see someone drop $2,000 on the ground unless it was intentional?
I don't fucking know. You asked the
$2,000's a thick wad of cash.
Yeah. I would not take that $2,000.
Yeah, someone come looking for you. That's if I drop $2,000, I'll come find you. Would I be able to find you? Probably not, but I'll look.
Put a tracker in the money.
Well, that's the thing too. I was listening to the story about basically the most famous bank robber of all time. I forget his name, but basically he robbed over 200 banks and never got caught. He basically turned himself in. Well, he didn't basically. He did turn himself in because he didn't want to keep running, you know? Like he was just done with it because he's like, I don't want any part of this. I forget his name, but it was actually kind of an interesting story. And basically his whole setup was pretty straightforward. It wasn't anything crazy. He would just walk in with
A note.
a note. He'd always wear different clothes. He'd put on makeup, like mascara and stuff.
Okay, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah, and he'd wear a hat and sunglasses, and he'd park
Down the street.
right, like just a little bit down the street, like
And
not in front.
If there were cops coming by, he would stare at them. Like he would look at them too.
Yeah. So like, that's
Yeah.
something that he mentioned was that maybe we saw the same video. I don't know.
We might have.
That cops are looking for someone who's looking away because like when most people see the cops, you turn and look at the cop, right?
Yeah.
So it's that. So yeah, I think it was the same video that we might have seen. Gosh, what was his name? What was his name? Wait a minute. In 2009, I don't know why this is one of the things that popped up when I searched it. Suspected bank robber caught within minutes. But then also that's interesting to me is that someone like that can rob 200 banks and not get caught. And they get to the point where they say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to turn myself in versus probably the amateur. Because like when this guy, robs 200 banks, his first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 banks, he's probably an amateur. He didn't really know what he was doing, but he just decided to do it. But like the actual amateurs that try and rob a bank and they get the die pack or they get the GPS. Like they'll say, go and get us all the money you can. Because what's his name? The famous guy. He would say, "I just want all the money at the register in front of you right now," and that's it. And then he runs out.
Yeah.
Because then when people get caught and they get the die pack or they get the GPS, is when they like go to the vault, like go in the back.
You get inside the bank.
Right. So go inside the bank, the actual vault, and go get more money. I want more. And they get a die pack and explodes. There's a good movie called Good Time with Robert Pattinson that came out recently, where it kind of explains a story similar to that.
Those die packs are meant not to like fuck you up and get ink on you, it's to ruin the money.
Right. Well, it's kind of both. It's an indication like, yep, this person's got, it's got pink or red dye over your face and your clothes, or blue dye over face and clothes. So you can identify them real quick. Like, yep, that was a die pack. But also, yeah, the money's not ruined.
Yeah.
And in that movie, Good Time, he takes it basically to a bail bonds place because he's trying to get his brother out of jail. And the guy at the bail bonds place is like, I can take basically half this money. The other half, it's no good. I can't take it. But then, this other half, it's fine. It'll work. But yeah, it does ruin the money. And then they just print more.
Yeah.
So no harm, no foul. Let's see.
Mom got a flat.
A flat?
Yeah.
Flat tire?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to put air in my tires because I've been driving around. My truck always tells me that all 4 of my tires are low.
Me too.
I've just been putting it off. I just haven't been thinking about it whenever I've been around here. Do you think this is kind of different conversation? Do you think pepperoni is, in fact, the best pizza topping?
No.
Really?
No.
No?
Bear with me. I'm not a big fan of pepperoni. I don't like it a whole lot.
You don't like pepperoni a whole lot?
It suffices, but nothing more.
So then what is your favorite pizza topping?
Meat lovers, just all of them.
So pepperoni.
Well, you can take those pepperonis off and I'm not going to complain, but like
ham, sausage, bacon.
Pineapple. Actually, bacon.
They don't put pineapple in meat lovers.
I know, but pineapple as a topping.
It is. Okay, so you'd say, okay, I want meat lovers except take off the pepperonis and put on pineapples.
I've never tried that, and now I'm kind of curious.
Order it right now. Call Pizza Hut.
Pizza butt.
Domino's.
Where my motherfucking Domino's at? Oh, if you're real, you know what that's from. I know you don't.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I don't really listen to Kendrick Lamar that much. I used to.
Where my motherfucking Domino's at?
Well, anyways.
I think I got a skedaddle.
Like right now?
Yeah, I have to help Mom.
With what?
Her flat. She actually texted me like 20 minutes ago.
What, she run of a nail?
No.
Well, she didn't call me.
I respond.
So do I.
Sometimes.
Relax. Also, I don't know if you saw Marcus. Oh, that's my phone.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Stroman. You know who that is? Pitcher. He's going to go to the Cubs now.
Cubs. Yeah, I knew that.
Cubs. Well, the news came out 5 minutes ago.
I already knew it.
You already knew it. This baseball offseason is pretty crazy. I've been following it pretty intently. And, man, the Rangers are picking up a lot of players. A lot of players.
Yeah, the Rangers have been shoveling players in, but
they got Marcus Semien, who was one of the bigger shortstop / middle infielders. Corey Seager. So now they have Marcus Semien at second base, Corey Seager at short. Then they also got John Gray, pitcher. They got someone else too. I want to say someone big. I mean, they basically went after all the big free agents this offseason. Carlos Correa is still on the board. Don't know where he's going, but he's probably going to get the biggest contract of everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those mega million, double-digit year contracts for sure with somebody. He's locking down that cash. He wants it all guaranteed. And I don't blame him. He's earned it. Or maybe he hasn't. I don't know. I mean, that amount of money, can you say that someone has like, yeah, they've earned that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're the best shortstop in baseball, right next to Tatis Jr.
I wouldn't say they've earned it, but they are valued at that.
They're valued. So I would say Carlos Correa is going to get like a $400 million contract for.
I don't. You think 400?
I think it's going to be up there because Corey Seager was, I think, 325 for 10 years or 330 for 10 years.
325.
Was it 325? I think Correa is going to demand way more money than that. I think Correa gets a bigger contract for more money with somebody. Somebody wants him real bad because, I mean, he's the best shortstop in baseball right now as it stands. Tatis Jr., in the future he might be, but I think right now Correa is the best shortstop in baseball. And he's pretty young. He's like 26, 27.
What about Derek Jeter, bro?
We talked about that.
I know.
Yeah, we talked about that. Did we talk about that on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say. I brought it up to Henry, too, later. He's like, yeah, that didn't need to be said. Like, yeah, there's a good chance the Yankees will sign him, but he did need to say that when he took a shot at Jeter, saying that he didn't deserve any of his gold gloves, that deal. Okay,
I got to skedaddle, man.
Okay, so then that doesn't mean you have to do this, like, basically nails on a chalkboard pen.
I don't think that's nails on a chalk. I'm just kidding.
Don't do it into the mic, you loser. Okay, last question.
All right.
Actually, I got two. Would you rather be able to fly or turn invisible?
Well, if you can go invisible, then you could board a plane and no one would fucking know. So you can fly for free.
But then there has to be an open seat on the plane.
You can sit behind the pilot and he would have no idea.
How are you going to get in there?
Just sneak the fuck in. You're invisible. You just wait till that door opens.
It doesn't mean you're transparent, or doesn't mean like you can't touch anyone. I mean, if you bump into someone, you're invisible. They're like, what just happened? Like, hold on. They're like, wait a minute.
Am I like fully like you see through me?
You see, you see straight through you, but you're still there. Physically, you can still touch people.
Yeah, physically I can touch people, but you cannot see me.
Correct.
Damn, that is
like
tough.
a ghost. You're basically a ghost.
I mean, you could be the most crazy like undercover spy ever.
You could be. You absolutely could be.
But at the same time, you could fucking fly. I'd probably fly. Flying would be pretty cool.
Imagine jumping off of like a 2-story building. Let's say like from the roof. It wouldn't really.
I'm smoking on the roof, and I'm like, all right, gotta go down to my truck, and I just jump off the building, and
then like someone's like sitting in their car, and all of a sudden just their hood, boom, just like indents, whack, really loud, but nothing's in front of you. You just see like your hood indent. I don't know. That's what popped in my head. But anyways, yeah.
But okay, so
if you're getting on that plane, you have to have somewhere to sit.
Obviously.
Otherwise, because there's people walking up and down the aisle, you'll get trapped. You'll get in a position where, someone goes to the bathroom. You're like, okay. And you're like, let's just say you're standing in the aisle. You have nowhere to sit. And then the stewardess is coming down the aisle with the food cart.
You got to turn around.
And then there's someone in the bathroom. Now, at some point, that person in the bathroom is going to come out. So then where do you go?
Their empty seat. And whenever I see them get out, I get up and get over. But I mean,
that'd be tough.
That's if they're an aisle seat. Because if they're not,
you are playing a game of chess at that point.
Yeah, that is a serious game of chess.
So then just fly.
But I mean, like, you go to jail, you just turn invisible, and they open the door to bail someone else out, and you just walk out.
That's not well. Because then if you turn okay, you have the ability to turn invisible. So yes, you can decide whether or not you're invisible at that moment.
I mean, I wouldn't get arrested in the first place because I'd be invisible.
Cop pulls you over, you turn invisible. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
But then you can fly.
Oh my God, no. What you would do is the cop pulls you over and you go invisible and open your door and then close it. And he walks over and looks in and there's no one in the car. And he's like, wait, did he run? And then like he gets in his car and leaves or something. Or like starts looking around and you just drop that bitch and drive. And
just go?
I'm out of here. Go to the next city. Living on the run as an invisible man.
But then it would be so distressing for people if you were driving while you were invisible to see a car on the road, like
With
basically
no
driving
one.
itself with no one in it.
That would be crazy.
The cops would be chasing you so hard.
This car is driving itself. Even though it's not really a joke anymore because Tesla does that.
Yeah, it does, but someone has to be in the driver's seat whenever
Yeah.
it's doing it. That's
But
how.
like then I could get out of getting arrested if I can fly because I'll just fly away.
But then they could recognize you. But I guess in any case, like, yeah, you turn invisible, they would still be able to recognize you if you would. I don't know if you didn't go invisible fast enough or something like that. Like, if you were not invisible and you got arrested and then they booked you and you were in jail, turn invisible, and basically you just walk out.
But then you get caught again, you're kind of fucked because they're gonna be like,
How'd you get out?
How'd you get out?
Well, they can't stop you from turning invisible.
That was true. He's like, can you go take a seat on the front of my hood over there? You like walk over there and just go invisible. He's searching the car. He looks back and there's just no one.
Just gone.
Just gone. He's like, all right. I don't know what 10-4 is okay. I don't know what not okay is.
10-4 is okay?
Yeah, 10-4 means okay. Like we're all good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know why you would need a code language to be able to say not good.
That's how police communicate. They say numbers.
They say numbers. Okay.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Wait. Please indicate that you're joking right now.
How much GTA have you played?
Dude, it's
How
not
many cop movies have you watched?
Live PD.
They don't. In Live PD, I haven't really heard them ever say like, yeah, 10-4.
You don't ever hear those?
I don't ever hear them say that. No, and I've watched at least a dozen or 2 dozen of those little clips of those episodes.
I've seen every fucking one of them.
It's nuts to me seeing the ones from Williamson County. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like,
There was one time I was just watching
I think there was one in like the aquarium parking lot.
Yes. And actually there was another one right in the Guitar Center parking lot. And
Guitar Center over by Anderson?
no, by Lakeline, because I was sitting there and like
Oh.
I had it on the TV and I was just like on my phone or something. And it's like, okay, I'm pulling over this blue Honda Civic at Lakeline. And I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. Okay,
At Lakeline 183, I was like, oh shit.
last one.
All right.
Do you think fruit counts as a dessert?
It depends on how much you eat and what kind of fruit you're eating, because depending on the kind of fruit, yeah. Because there's like with watermelon and pineapple and apples and
Oranges?
oranges and peaches.
Basically naming all the fruit.
You're what?
You're just naming all the fruit.
Well, blueberries are lower in sugar, but like
They're still
from,
pretty sweet.
from a sugar standpoint, it's like eating ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
If you eat enough of it, you just ate a whole big old bowl of ice cream
In terms of sugar.
in terms of sugar.
But then blueberries are actually good for you.
Yeah, blueberries are a superfood. Superfood facts.
Superfood facts. Maybe that's what we do now. Maybe we start doing superfood facts.
I'm in. But what was I have to go back and listen to the Jacob one.
Or he literally had 2. He said
Yeah.
space facts and deep sea facts.
I don't know.
Or
if it
just
was
like sea facts.
squid facts. Was it squid facts?
Was it squid facts?
It might have been.
Actually, I have a squid fact that I learned like 2 days ago.
Okay, let's end with it. What's your squid fact?
Squid, in some species, I don't know if it's all species, have venom. If they bite you, they have venom. And there's one squid in particular, that is basically the most toxic venom that you can find on the planet, or at least in the ocean. It is the blue-ringed squid, I think. The blue-ringed squid, it's something like that.
I forget the meaning of, or like the difference between poison and venom.
Poison is something, if you ingest it, it's poisonous to you.
Oh, venomous is something bites you.
Right. So venom is a bite. Poison is something that if you eat it yourself.
Okay.
So like if you ate poison ivy or you ate like a poison dart frog.
So basically, any Squid, snake, spider, those are all venomous.
No, they're not all venomous, but the ones that can bite you.
Yeah, the ones that have the capability of doing poison venom, all of those are venomous.
Yes, bites are venomous.
Okay.
Anyways,
Did not know that.
right. And so the venom from the squid is enough. It's so potent that basically your entire body will go into a seizure. You'll go into cardiac arrest.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, you're basically paralyzed within like 10 or 15 minutes.
Wow.
Um,
You want to take shots of it?
no. But then there's also pictures on the internet of people literally holding the squid. It's basically the size of your fist, or I mean our fist. It's not that big. And so people hold it in the palm of their hand. Like they're like, oh, what is this?
You don't want to find out.
No, you don't. But then there's also known that they don't really bite you unless they feel threatened. But here's the thing too. Here's the real fact about squids. The bite. Where do you think the bite of a squid comes from?
It's like butthole thing where it inks.
Well, it's mouth. Yeah. That's how it eats things, is through its butthole thing.
It's tentacles.
No.
Oh.
You're right. It's
butthole.
Yeah, it's okay. So you can call it the butthole thing. It's its mouth. Squid, they don't have teeth and they don't have fangs. They have beaks.
I have heard that. I have heard that squids have beaks.
Squid and octopus, they have beaks, and they literally look like bird beaks. They have these beaks that can like protrude and extend out and like eat things, bite things. And the venom from a squid or octopus is in its saliva. So basically, the saliva will like cover the beak. So when it bites things, it like
puts the saliva on it.
Right. So there's your squid fact.
That was a good squid fact.
I thought so. I learned about that on Monday night.
Monday night.
Anyways,
I gotta get going. Fix a flat tire.
it's not that hard. You just get the spare out. You jack it up.
Yeah.
Take off the old one, put the new one on.
I know how to change a tire.
Well, some people don't. And here's also another funny thing. I was walking off of campus the other day, and there's this girl coming down, like talking down from the parking garage at a group of people. And I was just kind of listening. She goes, "Hey, do any of y'all know how to fix a flat tire?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do, but I don't know if I want to come help you right now." And she's like, I just need to get the bolts off. Or like, no, she says, "I just need to get the screws off."
No, you cannot have help.
That's like, I'm not going to help you. They're not called screws.
That's actually funny.
She called them screws. I was like, they're not screws. But yeah, I mean, like they kind of operate like screws, but not really.
Are we going to say what it is, or are we just going to let people that don't know what it is keep thinking what they don't know what it is?
They're called lug nuts.
Yes, they are.
Oops.
Thanks for joining. We'll be back for another episode next time.
Stay tuned.